back to the show. What fun we're having this morning. And my first guest is an author, composer, performer, singer, and comedian who has taken it upon himself to write a book explaining China. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, a real thrill for me to have him here, Steve Allen.
Mine or yours?
That's yours. Help yourself.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Well, the first thing I should do, I was struck, as we say.
Oh, no.
I was struck, yes, by a stagehand on the way out here. No, I was struck by your introduction of this picture into evidence, Your Honor.
Yes.
This was the man who was doing research into how ducks make out.
That's right.
Actually, this picture does not substantiate the thesis. This is foreplay. And we are not permitted on television, at least at this time, to do anything much now that I think of it.
Let me, I'm real excited you're here this morning.
Well, then I'll be running along. There should be no excitement at 10 in the morning.
Here, have one of those. You ever use one of those?
Oh, yeah.
Give that a shot.
Well, I did star in the Benny Goodman story.
Yeah?
So who's better qualified than to play one of these? There's only one finger hole.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
What does it say on there? Made in Japan. It's interesting. What is this?
Well, give it a shot.
Call for Elizabeth Taylor.
Let me see. I want to ask you about the Tonight Show. You started the whole thing. You're the reason we got a desk here. You're the reason that talk shows are what they are today. What was that like, the very first Tonight Show?
We had no idea that it was, going to go on and be a 27-year thing. It was just, as in the case with your own show, you're just trying to be funny each day, and that was all we ever thought of. As a matter of fact, you can't even look back at it with any great attention, because the network burned, as you probably have heard, just about all the old kinescope film it had, running from about 1949 to about 1956 or so. So all those 3 years are gone.
Yeah. Does that bother you that that's just...
Well, I'm so busy right now, it doesn't. But as soon as my schedule slacks up a little bit, I'll get bothered again by that, yeah.
Hey, you did the original Tonight Show for 5 years, right?
3 years.
3 years.
It seemed like 5.
And then Jack Paar did it for...
5 years.
5 years.
Seemed like 3.
And then Mr. Carson has done it now for 18 years.
Yeah.
You were the shortest one of the bunch, so to speak, in terms of years. Why did you leave it after 3?
Well, they asked me to do, and I did, a primetime comedy show, and I thought I could do both at the same time, and for a while I did, but I couldn't do justice to either or both. So I realized that in primetime I had about 10 times as many people watching, and the salary was 8 times as large. So it was an easy decision to make.
Yeah, that's not a great deal of thought involved.
To which to give up.
Yeah. What about now the show that I remember mostly and love a great deal is the Westinghouse show.
In the early 60s.
Yeah, and it seemed to me that you're always doing very peculiar things on that show.
Yes, when the writers should have been writing jokes for me, they were concocting plots on my life, I think. Some of those things were actually dangerous, and I was, upon occasion, moderately injured and frequently scared as hell.
Was one of them the human tea bag? Were you near... Tell them about the human tea bag.
There was no physical danger in being the human tea bag, only hideous embarrassment. But I was attired as I am at the moment. In fact, this is the same suit. I knew it was still a little more. No, the whole point was to be dressed like a gentleman of some kind, and then have to... I was covered with little tea bags. I had to jump into about 89 gallons of hot water. Imagine a grown man.
Yeah.
That's when I started groaning, as a matter of fact.
During all of that, did your kids say, you come home from the show and you say, geez, Dad, a human tea bag, no, lay off, will you?
They refused to speak to me for those 3 years.
One of the things that I remember vividly, and one of the things that I just loved, and in fact we did a version of it here one day, you put a camera outside and you just look at the folks walking by.
Yeah.
And I guess you did that the first.
Yeah, in fact, we did it last Saturday. I'm doing, as you know, some comedy things for NBC right now, and we did that as part of the show. And I loved your version of it, which was brilliantly creative. I saw it, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, where you shot the people on the street and then referred to it as a fashion show.
We had a fashion
That was really funny.
Now,
Great stuff.
we have a camera this morning down on, I believe, 6th Avenue, unless it's been stolen. Oh, there it is. if you don't mind, could you just comment, do you need a little piano with this, Steve?
Yes.
Okay.
At least it helps. You know, the great value of the piano is otherwise people notice the silences. There's a man who seems to have heard what I just said. He's smiling. He's not too bright. He doesn't know the war is over. He's still tearing up his draft card. Ah. It's brisk out today.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why people look purposeful. Where is that, 6th and... Oh, it's icy. It's right near the...
Yeah, just looking at Rockefeller, or Radio City Music Hall. Yeah.
There's old White Pants again.
You know, I always thought that this would make great late-night TV. You just let this thing go.
Seriously, one of my fantasies is having my own TV station in, you know, Terre Haute, Indiana or someplace, and doing stuff like that. Well, I think you could also have a family that would come out at midnight and just spend the night on television. I don't mean entertain. I just mean, you know, go to bed, brush their teeth.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. You know, the great thing about this, as you perceive, David, is you don't really have to say anything very witty. It's the people, the situation, the reality that's funny.
Entertaining. Very entertaining. We have to pause for a commercial. With any luck at all, we'll be back, though. His most recent book, Explaining China, which we'll get to in a second.
So hurry. I appreciate your doing that, you know, because you go on some shows and literally the hosts do this. No names, please. They say, Steve Allen has a new book, and I think that's my book plug, you know.
Here's something else you may be interested in. Monday, the game show started, and they've already started loading up some of the equipment for this. There you go.
However, I do, speaking of the world of game shows, I have some sad news. Johnny Olson, who, you know, has been on a lot of them over the years, he's now working out in Los Angeles with the ASPCA. Whenever there's a cat stuck up in a tree, he yells, "Come on down!" Very sad.
Yeah. Presidents for 20, Art. No, I'm sorry.
You have a great audience here.
Yeah, the audience is very nice here.
Great audience. And they are, you know, applauding for themselves. The interesting thing about them is not that they're just a good audience, which is nice, you know, selfishly speaking for us, but they are all of a type. They're all hip young people out of work.
I can sort of relate to that. Now, you brought some videotape from the old show that we alluded to, and do you mind taking a look at this with us?
No, I have nothing else to do in the next few minutes.
All right, this is, do you know what we're going to look at? It's the...
Somebody mentioned the human kite.
Human kite. This is, now, this was an opening to one of your shows.
Yeah, this was how it was every night. Typically, I did some stupid thing of this sort, and I was quite prepared to fly on this occasion, but I had difficulty getting airborne.
So this, take a look at the monitors. Mr. Steve Allen flying.
This is your captain speaking. We're about to take off from La Mirada Airport, and we will be flying at a height of about 5.5 inches over the Hollywood Ranch Market, Pasque's Coffee Shop, and directly into the Los Angeles General Hospital. How do you like it? I guess we're about ready to go. John, I'll give you the glasses if I may. We'll back up here. big tail on the kite out here. Until I grab my little wing burns. Okay, let it rip!
Oh, brother. There was, I recall, and I don't mean to dwell on it, but I do mean to dwell on it, I love this stuff that you had one time yourself covered with ants and then some ant-eaters released.
Yes.
Or was that just a date?
No, that was something a couple of my uncles dreamed up, actually. No, all seriousness aside, I was in a sketch, I think with, I don't know, Pat Harrington Jr., and I was wearing a pith helmet and Stuart Granger wardrobe, and I was spread-eagled. If you've ever had your eagle spread, you know how painful that is. Anyway, I was helpless, prone, prostrate at the same time. And then some guy came out with a jar full of real big ants and poured them all over me. And I couldn't do anything about that. And then they brought out an anteater. And he ate the ants off me. Weird. Listen, don't knock it until you've tried it. It happened to be one of the most exciting moments of my life.
We have to take another short break, and then we'll come back and continue. Thank you very much. And that's the sound of music? No, it's not the sound of music.
That's really what you call toe-tapping music. Whenever I hear that music, I take out a small hammer and tap my toes, just ad infinitum.
Now, you've got to serious up here. You brought this book. Let's talk about the book. Explaining China. I started reading this yesterday. Voluminous.
Yes.
And tell me all about it. We have 2 minutes. Tell me all about this voluminous book.
Well, first of all, if I may point out that the title Explain China has quotation marks around it. The point of that is it would take 1,000 books to explain China. It has a 5,000-year history. It's larger than the United States. Almost 1 billion people, and who could explain that in one book? But I take a shot at it.
What do you do there? What was it like? How long were you there? Answer any of those questions.
Well, the food is still great. You put on weight. That's one thing you do there. And you learn a lot. You don't go to China for the same reasons that you might go to Vegas, you know? But since everything you see there is unlike the stuff you're used to seeing, you spend all day going, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Imagine this. You know.
Is it... like when you go to a new city, it's stimulating. Is it the same experience with China?
Yes, it's truly a learning experience. And if you plan to go there, as millions are now trying to do, read something first. I don't care if you read this book, but do read something first. Otherwise, it will be very strange to you.
Is it? Are they friendly?
Yes.
The Chinese?
Well, the Chinese of the political left or right have thousands of years practice at being wonderful hosts, and you'll be given the most cordial welcome.
Mm-hmm. And I read recently where the posters and so forth are now being removed, and it's a less political atmosphere
yes,
than it used
is.
to be. Huh?
The boundaries of freedom are being enlarged. By no means as free as Cleveland, but a lot freer than they were there just a few years ago. As a matter of fact, there were some just little pictures we brought along here. We don't have time to go into the whole thing. Which is your best camera for a close-up? Right here? Whatever. This is, there it is. This is my son Bill standing near a no loitering sign in the Forbidden City. He was forbidden to stand there any longer. That's why they called it that. Anyway, that's one picture. Then here we have, in this, sorry, on this I'm conducting a class in smiling. Seem to be the only one having a good time. And this is Jane's mother's and father's church. This picture was taken probably about 1930. That's their church in the background behind the high wall, St. Andrew's in Wuchang. And, somebody in a parka. It's Nancy Parker, ladies and gentlemen.
welcome back to the show. And, our special guest this morning is Mr. Steve Allen. First of all, let me apologize for dumping on you like that. I knew nothing about it.
Not at all. No problem. As a matter of fact, on your head, that becomes you. It took Johnny 18 years to get like that, and you made it in about 20 minutes.
Anyway, I want to thank you very much for being here, Steve.
Thank you, David.
I've been a big fan of yours forever, and...
it's mutual, and I hope you'll come on my show soon.
I would love to do it. The book, the most recent book, Explaining China, by Steve Allen. Very nice man, and I appreciate his sense of being a good sport. I, however, am steamed about this whole development. Well, welcome back to the show. Coming up later in this half hour, dog trainers Warren and Faye Eckstein will be here with what I believe is going to be a fascinating display. They got a great dog. He's a black Labrador, is that correct? And real interesting. You know, Halloween is just around the corner, but then again, what isn't just around the corner, huh? And all the stores are featuring this year's Halloween merchandise. We thought we'd like to take a look at some of the popular trends in Halloween wear this year. We went out shopping and found a few little devices. First of all, this little article. Here's something that a lot of you ladies will want to rush out and buy. According to the advertisement, as seen on TV, you look 1,000 years old in minutes. For all of us who are trying to speed up the aging process. Okay. Number 2, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is cute. This is the badly battered, brutally bruised, bashed, and bloody digit. For age 8 and over. 7-year-olds are generally too sensitive, and I understand you actually have to show proof of age to buy one of these things. This is useful for the kid who wants to dress up as an emergency room patient. This is sort of nice. A freak beak. Says it's easy to apply and comfortable. How many of your own noses just aren't as comfortable as you'd like them to be, huh? And again, you must be 8 and over. Let me try this on and see. Well, that is comfortable. Put a little snow in this, huh? No. Okay. Joke, no, forget it. Hold it. We're just joking around here. You start doing that kind of stuff and you get yourself canceled, so... wait a minute, hold it. Our announcer. Now, tomorrow is our last show. On the show tomorrow, we will have the David Letterman Family of the Air as our guests on the show tomorrow, and you should watch it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks for being here today. Have a pleasant afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow.
Join me for Las Vegas Gambit. That's where contestants beat the house if they play their cards right.
And I'm mixed with great cash prizes on Blockbusters.
Then Chuck Woolery gives players a spin on the Wheel of Fortune.
And the password is Top Stars as they play Password Plus, followed by Card Sharks. So get in the game. All of them starting Monday, October 27th.